Hey everybody! I know we late. We late. We ain't that late though, y'all. Are we real late? We only like 20 minutes late. But it's okay.
Oh,
Listen.
I don't know. That food you cooked was good, but you put something in it sitting right here in my chest.
Uh-uh.
Hey, Reese Cup.
What you mean it's sitting
Hey,
in your
Reese.
chest? What you mean it's
It's
sitting
sitting
in
in
your
the middle of my
chest?
chest. It's sitting right here.
Is it sitting up on your or it's sitting up on your bosom?
It's sitting in my bosom.
Mm? Listen. It was sitting up in my bosom, so that's why I done laid here. I laid
I need
here.
an alka so I need something, honey, because it's sitting in my bosom.
Oh,
Oh,
is it? It's not a good thing.
we got
Hey,
Evangelist
Evangelist
Deborah.
Deborah Jackson. Thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate you.
Joseph, listen, it's that food sitting up in my bosom too, but it took me it put me to sleep. You know, I had to take me a little nappy nap, child.
I did too, but it sat in my stomach, honey. At first, it sat in my stomach, and that's the only reason why we both up right now because it hit me like a ton of bricks, honey, and I had to jump out of the
Yes,
bed
huh?
and
Listen,
get to the bathroom. And I
ain't
said,
nothing
"Oh,
like.
he trying to." I said, "My husband trying to kill me. What did he put in the food?" And
Listen.
now it's sitting right here like I need an Alka-Seltzer or something to push it down.
Oh well, I got some Alka-Seltz. So I just
But I
got
ain't
to
gonna lie, that
find it.
food was good.
Yeah, ain't nothing like a good old Southern meal on a Sunday. That was a Southern meal, Joseph.
Blah,
You know
blah.
that meal.
This.
That meal took me back. You know, I growing up, that was like, shoot, my grandmama used to cook that all the time.
Janelle,
Child,
say thank you for becoming a member.
thank you for becoming a member too.
Evangelist Deborah Jackson.
Thank you, Evangelist Deborah Jackson. Thank you so much for
What
becoming a
did you
member. I'm
do?
sorry, y'all. I can't find my other glasses, so I can't read no
Well,
comments
undo what you did.
tonight. Oh, Lord have mercy. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on.
Now you know.
Evangelist Deborah is my sister, one of my
Oh,
colleagues in the ministry.
oh, okay.
I
Yes.
just got off the phone with her.
Well, welcome to the McCrae Kingdom. We welcome you. We welcome you to the McCrae Kingdom, and we hope that you sit back and relax and enjoy and make yourself at home. Become and we're glad for you to become a lady at the round table. Feel free to comment and feel free to send us your suggestions and your input. We welcome that here, right, Joseph?
We
We
sure
whether
do.
it be good criticism or bad criticism, we welcome it here. You know, um, but
Now we may
yes,
say a few things that might blow you for a second,
we usually
but
yeah we
don't
gonna
let
say
that
some
deter
stuff
you.
now. We're gonna say some stuff now. Well, although we see that your title is evangelist, honey. Sometimes we don't do we ain't in the traditional church sense. Sometimes we say some stuff up on here.
Look, I'm gonna have to say like Larry Reed. I'm saved, but I ain't Bible saved.
Uh-huh. Listen, listen. I say God is working. God is still working on me. He working on me. I'm a work in progress. I'm always gonna be a work in progress. The Lord is working on me, but the Lord also is I listen to what the Lord say. He gave me free will. He gave my body free will. He gave my spirit free will and my tongue free will too. So I can say whatever the hell I want to say.
Hey Trisha, hey Monte,
What's going on, Trisha? What's going on, Monte?
and
Thank you,
shout out to
Monte, for
everybody else
checking.
in the bushes.
Yeah, and thank you, Monte, for checking up on me and Joseph, y'all. For those of you that don't know, Joseph and I tested positive last Sunday for COVID. And we have just been enduring and weathering through
That's why I
the
look a little beat.
motions of COVID-19. And let me tell you something, it was not an easy week. It was just not an easy week, and we are still in recovery. We have 7 more days to quarantine. This is day 7. So we have 7 more days to quarantine, which is driving me crazy. We miss so much. The House Music Festival was yesterday. We didn't go to the House
You
Music
see,
Festival.
and then y'all wonder why we got COVID because he don't know how to sit in the house.
Yeah, but yeah, my niece said, Uncle Cree, you need to go somewhere, sit your ass down some damn where sometime and stop being all up in the midst of everything. But
Hey AJ.
that's just me. It
What's up,
is. It's just
AJ?
me.
Hey
We
Shalene.
but we got
Hey.
a free reading. We got a reading this week from our tarot reader. We got a
We didn't
reading from her. Got some good
Shalene, they
news that
didn't
we're gonna
give us
share with y'all.
they didn't give us that Pax however you say it, whatever
With the antibiotic,
that
child,
they didn't give us the antibiotics, so we had the 14-day quarantine.
yeah, my doctor was like, well, just treat the symptoms. That was really it. I didn't really get anything else from my doctor except just treat the symptoms. That's it.
Right, and
And
that's
that's
what I got when I went to the hospital for a blood transfusion this week. It was like stay home for 10 more days, and that was on Wednesday because they tested me and they didn't. I figured, well, they'll give me that antibiotic and I can go home and give Tramel some, and we can get this thing moving along faster. They didn't give me nothing. They just said, "Yeah, you COVID positive. Did you get what? Did you get vaccinated?" I said, "I got my 2 vaccines and 1 booster." They was like, "Okay, good." I said, "All right. Well, I ain't gonna ask for no more drugs."
yeah. So we just treated the symptoms and we slept mostly.
Yeah.
We slept a lot. Both of
Hell,
us.
it's
We
day
slept.
7, and I'm just starting to feel good. But this cough, I can't. This cough gotta go.
Yeah, well, I had the cough for a couple of days myself, but I don't have no cough really anymore. My symptoms are pretty much gone. I'm operating at I feel like I'm operating at 100%, which
It
I'm
is
really
not.
grateful for. I really am because y'all, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. I'm so glad I got vaccinated because it had but for vaccine, I probably this whole experience probably would have been worse. I'm glad that I ain't have to go to no hospital and be behind no plastic room and can on and stuff like that. So I'm humble. I'm very, very humble. Um, and thank God,
Yes,
thank
I'm
God.
grateful that I never had a problem breathing.
Yeah,
I could deal with
yeah.
everything else, but if I would have been able not to breathe, that would have been horrible to me.
I couldn't imagine, Joseph. I really couldn't. I couldn't imagine, not being able to breathe and stuff like that. And y'all see our cash apps up there. Y'all make sure that y'all donate to Whisky Blu. Y'all see his cash app up there. If y'all can, find it in y'all hearts tonight to donate to Whisky Blu or Joseph or myself. Joseph, do you have your cash app up?
Yep.
Okay, good. Tonight's show is going. We're going to dedicate. I'm sorry. We're going to dedicate this show tonight to a dear friend of ours who we lost this week. His name is Gregory Washington. He was actually one of our church members, and I'm still very, very saddened by it. My heart is so broken by his passing. I mean, I was just talking to him not even a week, not even 2 weeks ago. I was speaking to him. I saw him at an event, and he's gone. He's dead. Joseph. They found him in his home. He had passed away, and he's no longer with us. It's just so.
And who is it?
It's so crazy because you you see one of your friends one day and then the next day just like that they're gone.
And
uh
Shalene, that is Kenton. So you don't have to say who is he? I don't know him because you said if that's
oh,
Kenton.
Shalene know Whiskey. She know
No,
Whiskey
no,
from
she
Patterson.
no, she said if that's him, tell him hello. But he didn't respond, so she goes, "Well, who is he? I don't know him.
They want to know who the man behind the mask is.
Who the man behind the mask is?"
You
What's
listen. You know me as Kenson, but everybody calls me Whisky Blu now.
what's going on, Whiskey Blu?
Hey, I'm doing just absolutely fabulous. you know, and smoking my little blunt over here for medicinal purposes. And
Uh-huh. You've been quite busy yourself. You have been very, very busy these days.
yes, yes. And you know, it's a wonderful thing to make the transition from mental illness to mental wellness.
That's
You
great.
know,
That's great. Yes, y'all, Whisky Blu has been working on getting his licenses together so that he can become a entrepreneur, a real estate mogul. And so he has been busy just going to school, and he got his one of his certifications last week. Congratulations on
thank
that.
you very much.
And he's just moving forward. He's just moving forward and moving fast.
And
Um
loving every bit of it.
And I
he
want to
gonna
say
pass.
thank you. I want to say thank you to you for holding the show down last week while
Yes.
we was dying in the background and nobody knew it.
Listen, we got so much good feedback from that show last week. I
You
mean,
are
everybody
welcome.
enjoyed you so much. We enjoyed you. I did. I know I did. I enjoyed you so much. I was sitting back in the back, sitting back here listening to you and watching you, and I was like, listen, we ain't got to worry about nothing. We ain't got to worry about, him not knowing what to do or what to say. He got up here and he handled it like a G, So we
But
we, we
it wasn't like having the both of you on. I just want y'all to know.
it was wonderful though. It was great seeing you in action. It really was. It was really great seeing you in action. I enjoyed it so much. And the people, I'm pretty sure, thank you for all of the great information that you gave them on just, encouraging people to realize that life is not over with, and you can do anything you want in this world. You just have to put your mind to it, and that's really it. That
That's
was the ultimate message on last week, is that you can do anything. You can do anything in life that you want to do. You just got to put your mind to it. You just got to have that idea, and you got to focus and concentrate on it, and then just do it.
right. And you know what's so unique? And I'm not going to go there this week. But what's so unique is that in my favorite book, and we talk about repentance, right? But the Bible says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the
Right.
renewing of your mind.
Yes, yes,
You know what I'm
yes.
saying? That's what it says, the renewing of it. And so when we talk about repentance, we always have taught that repentance is about, oh God, please forgive me, please forgive me. But that's not what it is. To repent means to change your mind,
Right, right, right.
to change your way of thinking.
Yes, yes.
You follow what I'm saying? But we've dealt with the scriptures just on a fundamental level. We
Yes,
never get to
yes.
dig into it, to the layers of it that's
Yes,
there, and get into the
yes.
esoteric and the mystical stuff that's
Right.
tucked away in the scriptures that they never wanted us to find out in the first place.
Yes, we have to stop generalizing our lives and think beyond that, and think bigger than that. That's why I always say that, people don't understand how big God is and how significant God is. They think that God is this man that sits on this throne and Jesus sits at his feet and he sits there and he gives orders. No, God is more than just that. He wants us to be inspired by him more than just him sitting on a throne giving out
Right.
orders and telling us what to do. He wants us to be inspired, to understand that life is just, it's big. Although it's short, it's a big thing. It's a big deal,
Right.
and if we look at it in that sense, then the great things that we as human beings can do, the great things that we can accomplish, are just phenomenal when you think about it. Ooh, child, I'm starting to get
And
chills.
guess
Let me
what?
stop. Let me
Watch
stop
this.
before I get up and start shouting, child.
Well,
Let
I
me
guess then that means we need to start the show.
Can
yeah,
I
we
can
need
I
to.
say this real quick? We as our people, right? We're so always. Have you heard us always talking about 40 acres and a mule?
Uh-huh.
40 acres and a mule.
Uh-huh.
Well, they tucked it away in there. that what we missed is in their scripture, it says, ask and it shall be given. We keep talking about the damn 40 acres and a mule, but we ain't asking for nothing. We just doing a bunch of rhetoric. Now watch this. If we learn how to think like the wealthy and the prosperous think, right? And I learned this today just in the workshop that I was in. If we ever start getting to the place where we understand that there are things that we don't know that we should know. Here's what the trainer said: control it, but don't own it. You can control it. Start your business. Buy all of your real estate under your business. We got to learn. We too busy getting caught up on Donald Trump's bullshit and his narcissistic ways. But that man is a genius.
Yes.
Because he has gone broke, he has went bankrupt, and he keeps on coming back because he has a wealthy man's mentality. You know what I'm saying? So we got to learn how to do things. I'm in about the process of about to go buy a new car. I don't even want the car in my name. It's going to be in my business name. Because in my business name, it's a business expense. So I can write off the payment every month. I can write off the maintenance on it. I can write off if anything go wrong, but it ain't in my name. But I control it. But look at all the tax advantages that I get by letting my business, it be in my business name, and I just control my business.
Yes, most definitely. Yes. Yeah, sure. I was listen. I was trying to manifest that $1 billion Powerball this weekend. I was thinking it was on my mind. It was on my mind. I was like, ooh, $1 billion. But we're gonna talk more about this. Joseph, go ahead and get this show started.
Sorry, Joseph.
What? You give good information. Tremel talking about manifesting a lot of money.
Sure enough, I've been manifesting all week. I have.
Well, y'all, welcome to the Kingz Council. You have King Tremel, King Whisky Blu, and of course me, King Joseph. Y'all know on Sunday we talk about things that are in the news, that are making news, that are headlines in the news. And sometimes some of us haven't even heard the news, but we sit here and figure it out together.
Yes.
So tonight, I guess we're going to start with Whisky Blu.
Okay. I got a good one for y'all tonight.
One day we are all going to pick the same topic and gag.
Lord.
But the topic that I want to pull up tonight, I found this on CNN. It says federal officials are investigating the death of a co-pilot who exited a plane in mid-air in North Carolina.
Lord.
The body of a man who got off an aircraft mid-flight during an emergency landing Friday near Raleigh, North Carolina, has been recovered, authorities said. Around 2:40 p.m. Eastern Time, a twin-engine Casa CN-212 landed in the grass at Raleigh-Durham International Airport. The Federal Aviation Administration told CNN in a statement 2 people were on board the plane when it took off, though a spokesperson for the airport told CNN affiliate WRAL that only the pilot was on board when it landed. The pilot's condition was not released Friday. The body of the man believed to be the co-pilot was recovered in Fuquay Marina just before 7 p.m., Wake County Emergency Management spokesperson Deshaun Patel said during a news conference a resident had alerted officers searching the area that they heard something in their backyard. The co-pilot was identified as Charles Hugh Crooks, 23, from Raleigh, according to Fuquay Marina Police Department. It is unclear whether Crooks jumped or fell from the plane. Authorities say Crooks was not wearing a parachute when his body was recovered, Patel said. The FAA and National Transportation Safety Board are investigating the incident.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
He
I
jumped.
thought that was something.
Wow, that's something. Y'all excuse me for I was looking for my glasses.
He jumped.
You think so?
He jumped. How you fall out of a plane?
You think maybe some could have even pushed him?
But I mean, how did he exit the plane? You know, was this a commercial flight or?
Well, who closed the door after he jumped out of the plane?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Because when he opened the door, everything would have sucked out.
Was this a commercial flight?
No, it looks like a private plane.
Well,
also he must have went out the back door and opened the door and just jumped out the plane. That's something. Wow. And there's no explanation for what he did, huh?
Right. So at this point is being investigated.
That's
because
something.
I'm sure he did. If he didn't have on a parachute, he got to be dead.
Right.
Of course.
I would say so.
Well, sometimes people do stuff like that and they don't die because it ain't their time.
Wow, that's something. That's something to you got your heart got to go out to somebody like that. I mean, wow, that's something. To just jump out of a plane in midair, in mid-flight,
And seemingly it was an emergency landing, So
maybe he got scared and jumped.
I mean, did he fall into a body of water? I mean, he
fell into somebody's backyard.
Oh my goodness. Could you imagine, you outside, child, you on your front porch, you sipping on some lemonade, all of a sudden a body come dropping out the sky?
Couldn't imagine it.
That's something. Wow.
I was down in the village some years ago, and you know how back then the crowd and the traffic back and forth across that Hudson Highway. And one night I was out there with some friends right around the corner from the Hudson Highway, and all of a sudden I heard it, and it was actually a transsexual, who got hit by those cars. I'm told back in the day, a lot of people used to get hit out there. But
on the West Side Highway?
Right.
Yeah, Joseph, remember that? How when you would walk across the street to the pier, people would get hit by a car. That was terrible.
Or they get thrown in the pier.
Yeah, or they get thrown in the pier. That's terrible. I mean,
but you gotta say those were the days back then.
Yeah, they were. Those were the days. Listen, Whiskey, we went to Pride this year.
If you see it now
in New York City, and I'm telling you, the village is absolutely nothing like it used to be. Absolutely nothing like it used to be. You hear me? And I'm going to say it changed for the good. It's been gentrified, but at the same time, it makes you appreciate the good times that we had back then when the water was dirty and the pier was dirty, and we used to go down there and just party and have a good time. It's different. It's a different vibe now.
No, I think the change how it looks now was a good thing. But the reason why it changed, I don't think that's a good thing, because they did it to get rid of us.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I don't like, is that they did it to get rid of us and put all the little young, these people in the forefront.
Yeah, well, I mean, that change is going on all around this country with gentrification. That's a whole nother story that we really got to do.
20-something, just coffee shops and sushi shops and all those kind of things now that it wasn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, that's happening all around this country. Gentrification is just happening all around this country. I think Let's try to do that probably next week. Let's talk about, the changes that are going on in our country in terms of gentrification, because gentrification is happening in so many places. You can go to your your local hood, and your local hood ain't even the hood no more. And rent is skyrocketing. I was just watching something on YouTube about Jersey City having one of the highest rents in the country.
Wow.
So yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Let's talk about that next week. But man, Whisky Blu, that story is something else. It really is that, but that's something else to report on something like that. Someone falling out of an airplane. And what's crazy? That's like something that is of the norm, it seems like these days. Things like that happening, circumstances like that happening all over this country. Crazy things like that happen. People jumping out of planes and doing all kind of crazy stuff. Lord child, you know what I think it has a lot to do with? It has a lot to do with mental health.
Right.
It does. It has a lot to do with mental health. People, you got to take care of your mental health. You really do.
And notice the word that they use. They said federal officials are investigating the death of a co-pilot. Watch this. Who exited a plane.
Right.
They didn't say he jumped. They just said he exited.
Right.
Who normally would use that word exited?
Right.
So they're definitely investigating something.
Yeah.
But for them to use that word exited, that's a word on itself that says more than what it's saying.
Yeah, I guarantee you it probably has something to do with mental health.
Well, if he jumped, then yes, it had to do with mental health because he committed suicide.
Yes.
If he was just scared because the plane was in emergency mode, then I don't think it's mental health. I think that he just let his fear get the best of him. And I guess he figured if he jumped, he have a better chance of surviving. But the plane landed, so he should have sat down.
We don't know anything could happen.
You never know what people doing. No, but you never know when people are scared, they'll do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you'll do some crazy stuff when you scared. He probably was like, oh, we about to make a mercy land and we ain't gonna make it. And all this stuff was going through his mind. And he was like, well, let me try to get off this damn plane my damn self. But
at the same time, like I said, who closed the door? Because when you open when the plane is up in the air and you open the door, everything sucks out. So who else was on the plane?
Right.
There's a lot missing to that story. Like, if it was a commercial flight, if it was a private flight, what happened when he opened the door? Because he had to open the door. And once he opened the door, everything sucks out. Right. So I'm like, Well,
I hope the evangelist Deborah, who asked in the chat room what was his nationality, it didn't actually say in what I read. But it don't sound like something that one of our people would have done.
Yeah, I hope you can bring us more on that. I hope you can do a follow-up on that. I hope you can bring us some more on that. I hope you can do a follow-up on that. If you find out any more details, please let us know so we can let follow up with the people and let them know actually what actually happened. I'm pretty sure it's going to take some time for them to investigate, but hopefully we'll be able to bring y'all a follow-up on that.
For sure.
He was 23, Kim.
Oh, he was young. He was young.
That's what it says.
Wow. He was young. That's something.
The co-pilot was identified as Charles Hugh Crooks, 23, from Raleigh.
Wow. That's something.
And I didn't even pay attention to that, but hey, that 23 age, it could really look towards suicide.
Right. Well, I mean, I know somebody that was around our age that, well, I don't know them personally, but I heard that they committed suicide. And I'm like, why would you wait till you 50 something to want to kill yourself? That, like, child, you done live, you might as well continue to live. You
Mm-hmm.
done, you done lived half your life, and but you never know what a person is going through.
Mm-hmm.
You
You never
never,
know.
ever, ever know what a person is going
You
through.
never know.
But on
That's it.
that note, Trumel,
Well, let me tell y'all what I want to talk about tonight. I want to lighten up the shiffer tonight. We're gonna talk about. I want to talk about Beyonce's new album. Beyonce just dropped her new album on Friday, Renaissance, and it earlier this week. It leaked earlier this week. I think it leaked on Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. The album actually leaked before the actual launch date, which was Friday. And let me just say this: Beyonce's new album is on fire. It's on fire. She's gone in a totally different direction. She's doing the album was like totally house music. It was dedicated to her uncle Johnny, who was a part of the LGBTQ. He passed away. I don't know what he passed away from, but he was a part of LGBTQ, and he was the one that he introduced her to the ballroom scene. He introduced her to a lot of things that were LGBTQ, and she dedicated this album to him. So shout out to Uncle Johnny, Beyonce's uncle, and she has some great tracks on there. Big Frida is featured on one of the songs. And also shout out to T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison of YouTube sensation. T.S. Madison is on one of her tracks as well. I don't have a favorite song yet. I do like Break My Soul. But I can't say that that's my absolute favorite because there's so many songs on the album that are just phenomenal. They're just great. I'm so looking forward to the videos. I'm wondering, now when she's gonna come out with a video for
are
one
you
song. You
doing a
know,
review or is there a purpose behind it?
I'm sorry.
I said, are you doing a review of the album or is there a purpose behind what you're talking about?
Well, the reason why I'm talking about it, it brings me to, the big controversy this week with Khalees and Beyonce. If you have not heard, Khalees, who is also an R&B singer, who was a singer down with the Neptunes, Pharrell.
And if you
It
don't
has
know who
been
Khalees is My Milkshake Brings All the Boys to the Yard. So
right, and she did
everybody
this
knows
song.
that song. So
Yes,
that's who Khalees is.
yes, and she also did this song called "I Hate You So Much,"
Yeah.
um, and she was also
Hey, Belle.
wife
Nas.
to hip hop artist and rapper Nas. They were married for many years. Um, she has been in the blogs talking about how she feels disrespected by Beyonce because Beyonce actually sampled um, one of some music off of one of her songs in one of her new songs, and she felt like because Beyonce always talks about women empowerment and artist empowerment and things like that, that Beyonce should have reached out to her and said, listen, I'm using one of your songs, and gave her a heads up. But she said Beyonce didn't do that. Now, a lot of people are saying that Beyonce is wrong for, not reaching out to her. It is my opinion, from speaking from an artist standpoint, that Beyonce may or may not even have known that, the music that the track that was sampled was Khalees, and she may or may not have had any say so about it. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these songs, all the music on these songs were not written and produced by Beyonce. She wasn't the executive producer on each and every individual song. And, you know, speaking from an artist standpoint, and I'm pretty sure that Whisky Blu can back me up on this, when you have a producer is responsible for producing. You know, they may produce the track, and you may not even know, you know, where that music came from. That producer may have, you know, came up with that off the top of their own head, or, you know, they may have sampled this or sampled that. But you as an artist, if you sample something like Whisky Blu is a gospel artist, you know, if he would have sampled something from like the Clark sisters, you know, he ain't gonna reach out to Twinkie or you know, any of the classes say, listen, I'm using one of your tracks or what have you. It's not, you know, that's not how the process always works. Of course, it would have been nice of Beyonce to have reached out to her, but it wasn't her responsibility. And why does Beyonce owe her an apology for not reaching out to her? Why should she be responsible for reaching out to her? You know what I'm saying?
But one thing I have to say is that if I sample Whisky Blu's song, if I sample his music, if he is the one that created the beat, then yes, I have to reach out to him. But if he don't own nothing, I don't have to tell him nothing.
Right.
I need to go to the person that actually made the beat and say, listen, I'm sampling this much of your song, and you know, this is how much I want to pay you, and blah 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 blah. Khalees don't even own none of her music. Pharrell owns it all. But I think what people are trying to say is because Beyonce is Black empowerment for women, she should have had the decency, because she knows that Pharrell stole all Khalees's rights and stuff away from her, to let her know, well, this is what we're doing, and Pharrell has wrote me this song, and he's using your beat, and blah, 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 blah. But she don't owe you that. She don't owe you that, because first of all, maybe Beyonce don't even know that Pharrell stole all your music. And first of all, back in her day, that's what was happening to everybody Black. Everybody that was signing contracts, they was
that was standard industry.
Hell, Puffy did it to everybody. Puffy did it to everybody that was in Bad Boy.
Yeah, that was industry 101. Because when she, let me just give y'all a little background on, you know, why Khalees did not own this music. When she brought it to their attention, when she realized that, you know, she didn't own the rights to any of her music, she was okay with it in the beginning, because she was like, because she was making money off of touring. So it really wasn't a big deal in the grand scheme of things that she owned the rights to the music that she was singing. She really, you know, it wasn't a big deal. So when she brought it to their attention, this bad contract that she signed, Pharrell and the other guy simply said, well, you signed the contract. You signed the contract, so hey, it's not our bad, that's your bad. And, you know, a lot of us artists, we didn't make good business decisions back then, because we just simply wanted to either just perform, be able to perform, or we just, you know, it was the money for a lot of us. You know, when you sign a record deal, you get a sign-on bonus. You know, you may get a specific amount of money, and y'all, it's unbeknownst to you, back then you were signing your soul to the damn devil. There's a lot of artists out here that made good music, and they don't own it. They don't own it. I mean, look at what happened to Kaya. Kaya, My Neck, My Back. She sold that song for $50,000, and it's one of the most sampled songs ever. You know, she could have been a millionaire, you know, off of that one song, but she sold it for $50,000, and she no longer owns the rights to it. You know, so a lot of us didn't make good business decisions back then in the music industry, because it was, you know, each of us had a different agenda back then. You know, we had a different agenda back then. Like, I mean, even with me, like, I never made one single dime off of any of the records that I made. But, you know, for me, it was about, I was having a good time with my friends. That's what it was about. It was a good time. I enjoyed touring. I enjoyed being in the limelight. That was most important to me. But the business side of it really wasn't important to me. I put that in somebody else's hands. And unfortunately, because I put it in somebody else's hands, I sit before you penniless from, my music. But,
Well, I'm
that was a
glad
lesson learned for me.
at
It
the
was a
time.
lesson learned for me. And the only thing I can do today is pass that information on to upcoming artists and say to upcoming artists, listen, if you're going to be an artist, make sure you get your business right first before you do anything else. Because if you don't get your business right, you're gonna suffer for it in the future. It's
Reese
gonna come back and it's gonna kick you in your ass.
Pharrell
And
just
that's what it
used
did.
Pharrell just used a piece of the track that he did on Khaleesi's song. He used a piece of that. He sampled some of it for Beyonce. So he created the track back in the first place. So he owns the rights to it. Beyonce never sang anything that Khalees sang. Like, it's a totally different song.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? Here's the thing. I think this is what I think. There's a lot of people, as big as the Beehive is, there's a lot of people that are either jealous or just looking for a reason to be mad at Beyonce. People are always looking for a reason to criticize, to be critical of her. And it's not fair. It really is. As a consumer of music, I look at it and I say, it's not fair. Beyonce didn't do anything for anybody to come after her neck for this. And it's not fair that people do this to her. People are always, I remember when she went on tour, she did a tour where she did a song that was done by Jill Scott. She did a song that was done by Jill Scott. She did that song that you like, Joseph, by Jill Scott.
He loves me.
You love me. She did that, and people got so mad at her for doing that song, and they were saying, "Oh, she sounds terrible, and she ain't got no business doing Jill Scott's song." And what Jill Scott think about it? And I'm like, Jill Scott wrote the song. She had to get permission from Jill Scott in order to do the song. Why y'all getting mad? You know what I'm saying?
I think that I'm not a Beyonce fan, but in this instant, I'm on her side because she ain't got a reason to contact you. Like, right. You didn't, Whisky Blu, what do you think? Because you just sitting there silent, rocking back and forth in the chair. And you in the music business, you in the music industry.
With a little buzz going on. Anyhow, well, there are certain ways, like you said, number one, if it wasn't her track, then she didn't need to get in touch with her. Whoever's track it was, if she didn't go through the necessary process of it, that person will be getting some money from it.
Well, right. Pharrell wrote the song. Pharrell did the track for Khalees, and then he wrote the song for Beyonce. And it wasn't even one of Khalees's big hit songs. It wasn't Bossy. It wasn't Milkshake. It wasn't none. I Hate You So Much Right now. It was none of those songs. It was some song I ain't even never heard of that Khalees sang on her first album. And I'm like, you mad at that? I mean, I can see
but let's be clear, she's still going to get paid. She's still going to get paid a residual for this, for whatever.
Well, according to what I read, she don't get nothing. Pharrell, and I think his name is Ned, they're going to get all the money from Beyonce.
Right, but she will still get a residual from it. She's not going to get a royalty, no, but she will get a residual for it. There's a difference.
She will get a residual if the part that they used had her voice on it.
No,
if
just
it
music.
Didn't have her
it's
voice
just the
on
music.
It, then it's just the music. And if she don't have any publishing or copyrights to the song, she is not owed anything.
No, she's not owed anything, but as a courtesy, she probably will get a residual. This is like the members of Destiny's Child, like, Latavia and Latoya Luckett, whenever a Destiny's Child song is played, they get a residual off of that.
Well, that's because but that's only on the songs that they were on.
Right.
But when it's Destiny's Child, but see, that's the problem that Khalees had, because remember what she said in her video. Pharrell does it to her all the time. So she ain't getting nothing from none of that. So, because if he does it to her all the time, then that means he knows she ain't getting a dime. He ain't going.
Right, but what
Somebody,
is
if
he
somebody
doing? The
ain't going
thing
to do
is,
something all the time and get you money when they already screwing you in the first place.
right, but in Pharrell's
with
defense, this
no
is what I don't
grease.
understand about that whole thing. What is he doing? He's a businessman. You know, what is he to not use? He's not to allow anybody to sample any of her music simply because she, you know, she don't want him to. I mean, that's not good business. I'm thinking, you know.
Well, the whole piece is if she doesn't own anything in the track except her voice, and they did not use a piece that had her voice, then she gets nothing. Unless her song in particular that was released that they took the sample from may blow up all over again, and she may make money from that. But
Right,
from
right.
that song, she wouldn't make anything from it, and she's not even owed anything if she don't own a portion of the copyright or part of the publishing.
Right. Artists, take care of your business. Take care of your business before you do anything. Know what know what the contract says. Know what your paperwork says. Know what you're getting paid. Know that you're not just getting paid for performing. If you wanna recoup, or if you wanna to make money off of your talent, then go through the necessary channels that you need to go through. If somebody likes something, you likes your song or what have you, make sure that everything falls in your favor. It's a lesson learned. Although it's
Hey, Monica.
it's a teachable moment. It is. It's a teachable moment for all these artists out here that are making this good music, to understand that you got to get your paperwork in order before you do anything else. You do.
Ask me how I know,
Well,
because I didn't have
back
mine
in the
in
day, I
order.
was mad at my mother. Me and Tremel, I was telling him because my uncle that was an advertising agent got me an audition with someone, and because my mother was always telling him how much I wanted to sing. So he would meet people that was in the music business because he was doing advertising for them, and he would tell them about me, and I would go, or some of them wanted to hear me audition. So I auditioned for the guy that did that song "Set It Off on the Left, Set It Off on the Right,"
Uh-huh.
and he heard me sing, and he was blown away. He was like, "This boy sings like that." So I got happy because I was like, "Yes, honey, I heard it. I'm about to get me a record contract." And he was like, he said, my mother, he said, "Yeah, I'll sign him and he'll get a $30,000 bonus." And my mother said, "Wait a minute. And how you going to get that money back?" And he was like, "Oh, well, when he, makes records and songs." And she said, "No, because then he's not going to make any money. What do I have to do to pay for all of this?" He was like, "Oh, well, you're not going to be able to pay for all what it's going to be." She said, "No, tell me." So by the time he told her, she told me, "Well, you're not doing this." And I was like, "What? Are you serious right now?" Ooh, I was so mad at my mother. When I tell you I was mad, ooh, I wanted to pop her in her kneecaps, honey. I was like, "Are you serious right now? This man want to give me a record deal and you telling me no?" And I was like 15. And now I get it. But when I was 15, it was like, "Oh, really? This is what you doing to me? This is my dream, and you won't let me live." Oh, I sat in that car and I gave her the speech of life. "This is my dream, and you won't let me have my dream." And oh, I can't believe it. And you did the same thing to my father. She said, "I didn't do nothing to your father," because my father, he had, back in the day, it was Showtime at the Apollo, and then it was some other thing that they had. It was just like Showtime at the Apollo. And my father won it like 5 times. And when they was giving him a record deal, he decided he didn't want the record deal. He wanted to be a preacher. I was like, "Why would you do something so stupid? Why would you not want to get a record deal and become a preacher? That don't even make sense to me." Because that was my dream, to become a singer. And like my grandmother used to get mad because she was the mother of the church. And she used to tell me to sing gospel music. I said, I can't dance the gospel music. No, I want to be a regular singer. I want to get on stage and gyrate and shake, honey. You know,
Okay.
I was the spawn of the devil when I was little, honey. According to my family, honey, because I did everything against what they wanted me to do. But I say all that to say, if it wasn't for my mother, if she would have just bit the bullet and said, "Oh yeah, giving me $30,000," then I would have been screwed. I would have been one of those people that was screwed because, $30,000 back then
So
was a
she
lot of money.
saved you. She saved
Basically,
you.
but I know that now. But when you're 15, you ain't trying to hear that. You just know that somebody just said they wanted to sign you and give you a record deal, and you sitting there gagging like, "What are you doing, Mom? Like, what did you bring me here for? What's the whole purpose of this?" Like,
y'all, we lost Whisky Blu for a minute, but he'll be back with us.
He should come back.
He'll be back with us momentarily.
Actually, my topic is something Monica talked about tonight on her live.
Okay, yeah, Whisky Blu is back. Hold on, y'all.
You want me to get him?
I got him.
Yeah, my topic is actually something Monica had on her live tonight. Monica covered a whole lot tonight on her live. She just did she did a whole week's worth of news and views.
Well, shout out to Monica's news and views.
Yes, I want to talk about Miss Gina 2. Now, if y'all don't know who Gina 2 is, Gina 2 came out in the news this week saying that she had full-blown AIDS and that people connected Nick Cannon and Chris Brown to her. I got mad because everybody kept saying, "Oh, they probably have AIDS because they messed with her and da 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 da." But according to her, she never had sex with Nick Cannon. Chris Brown, up in the air, because that she claimed she did. But let's analyze this. Like I said on Monica's Live, she didn't just wake up looking the way that she did wearing a diaper. She claims that she never really got tested or like that, but at the same time, anytime you get a blood test, they can tell something is wrong with your white blood cells or something is wrong with your red blood cells. So what kind of doctor or maybe she just didn't go to the doctor at all, because there's no way she went to the doctor and had a blood test and no doctor saw that her white blood cell count was out of whack. There's no way. There's just no way. Number two, the reason why she looked the way she looked now is because she couldn't possibly have been on medicine. It's 2022. If you on medicine and you look like that, then you just either one ain't taking it, or two, it just got a hold of you and this is the end times for you, honey.
Or you just didn't know. You just didn't know.
No, or you just, if you didn't know, then, but at the same time, when you look at who's going to sit and waste away like that, Tramel, and not go to the doctor.
Yeah, this is true.
She had a pamper. She was like 2 pounds. Like, nobody's going to sit and just waste away like that and just
I'm pretty sure it didn't happen overnight.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It didn't happen overnight.
Yeah, I mean.
Number three, what people don't understand is, and I'm probably going to make a lot of women mad at me when I say this, but if you do your research, you'll find out that I'm telling the truth. A man can give HIV to a woman, but for a woman to give it to a man is extremely hard. So all these men that claim they got HIV from women, they're lying to you. They got it from a man. And women can get it from men because there's bodily fluid being exchanged. A woman ain't exchanging bodily fluid with a man. You have to have sex with a woman like over 500 times for her to give you HIV. So all of that, Nick Cannon, Chris Brown got AIDS from her. It's impossible because there's no fluid being exchanged. There's no bodily fluid from a woman to a man, but there's always fluid from a man to a woman. So when these men start screaming they got HIV from a woman, it's a lie. They got it from a man. They didn't get it from a woman. There ain't no man having sex with the same woman 500 times unless they've been married 60, 70 years. I
Right,
mean, that's
right,
just realistic.
right.
So the part of this whole story that got me mad was all the bloggers and what have you jumped on the fact that, oh, Nick Cannon and Chris Brown probably got AIDS. Nick Cannon and Chris Brown probably got AIDS. You don't even know what you're talking about.
That's the ignorance of it all. That's what I was talking about. We talked about this the other day, Joseph, when we went live, and it's the ignorance of we as Black people, having this thinking that, oh, if you sleep with somebody, if you're a man and you sleep with a woman that's HIV positive, then you HIV, then by default you're just HIV positive, and that's not how the science works. The science don't work like that. It just don't work like that. That's not how the science is. And a lot of Black people are ignorant to it. And let me just say this. In the Black community, and especially in the heterosexual Black community, the people in the heterosexual Black community are not going out and getting tested for HIV because they feel as though it's a gay man's disease. And it's not. It's not. It's not enough
Black women.
People out here
Black women are HIV positive than gay men at this point, because all these down low men, and y'all just running around here believing that these men ain't down low, and it's a sad thing. And that's why I try to tell Black women to get tested as often as possible.
Yes,
because you just don't know. You can't trust these men that you're with. You
can't. I mean, and that's why a lot of women are falling victim to HIV, because they're not going out and getting tested. I remember one time I was at a clinic, Joseph, and if you go, a lot of clinics will ask, they will inquire with you, do you want to take a HIV test? And I was in a clinic one day, and there was a woman in there, and the doctor was asking her, did she want to take an HIV test? She said, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to know if I'm HIV positive. I don't want to know. You gotta know. You have to know. You should know. You should know your status at all times. You should know your status at all times. Women should be getting, especially if you're sexually active women, you should be getting tested for HIV on a frequent basis, if not every 6 months, at least once a year.
And honey, the next thing, monkeypox is real. Y'all better stop, because it's
child, I'm messing no monkeypox now. Let me tell you something. I'm not gonna be walking around here with bumps all around my mouth, around my eyeballs.
A woman got it in Atlanta. A Black woman in Atlanta got monkeypox, and she warned everybody how bad it hurts and it burns, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised that a woman in Atlanta got it, because Atlanta is legendary for gay men, gay Black men. And some man probably tricked her ass thinking she thought he was straight, and he done bumped pocketbooks with a gay man, honey, and then went and popped her little cooch, and now she's sitting there with monkeypox.
Yeah, and the monkeypox virus is a virus that's being spread amongst Black gay men.
Let me tell you something. When I read that thing today, what I read about monkeypox, don't come near me. Don't touch me. Don't kiss me. Don't hug. None of that, honey. Even if you touch my clothes and I had my clothes on and I have monkeypox, you can catch it. It is just so every little thing you do with a person, you shake their hand, you can get monkeypox. You kiss them on the cheek, you can get monkeypox. You just go like this, brush past them, you can get monkeypox.
Look.
No, it ain't even gonna require that, because I'm not.
Even though it don't require that, listen, I got my hand sanitizer, child. My hand sanitizer is ready and waiting with me. I carry it in my purse. I carry my hand sanitizer. I'm not playing.
Like when I read that monkeypox thing today and how it's contracted, I was like, screw sex. because I'm married to you. I ain't got to worry about that.
Right, exactly.
But all the rest of the ways of just touching you or brushing past somebody, I'm like, oh, hell no, child.
Yeah.
I just brush past somebody and they got monkeypox and I might get it. Oh, no, honey. Y'all going to stay 6 feet. First of all, because I'm just getting over COVID, you're going to stay 6 feet away from me now, regardless of whatever.
Exactly.
You're going to keep your distance.
Yes.
Whether you know me or not, you're going to keep your distance.
Yes,
Because
yes,
I'm not
child.
playing this COVID thing ever again.
Me
in my
either.
life.
Me either, child.
As long as I can help it,
yeah.
I ain't planning on ever getting COVID again.
Now,
That's
and you
one.
know me, Joseph. You know I'm one of the most friendliest people in the world. People come up to me and hug me and carry on and stuff like that. I'm not. I can't
no more.
Do that no
ain't
more.
No handshaking. Ain't no nothing. It'll
very,
be hello.
hey,
how are you? Back up, bitch.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what's going?
Back up.
Hey, Tramel. Hey, what's going? Hey, what's going on? Hey, how you doing? Don't touch. No tea, no shade. Don't touch.
Witty. You got me scared for a second because I swear I thought your comment said this monkeypox. Your comment says this monkeypox got me tripping. But I thought it said, y'all, I got monkeypox. Because I was about, bye, Willie, I'm kicking you off the live.
Child, right. Child, play the I am not playing with monkeypox. Now, that right there, but you know what? Thank God it's a curable. It's a curable virus, you know.
And then, Monica, did you see what I sent you today? What, first of all, I guess this is what the Bible talked about in times. Because now Mississippi got some kind of bacteria in the dirt that ain't never even been on the U.S. mainland before. But this bacteria is in Mississippi dirt, and it can kill people. And I sent it to Monica because I'm like, Monica, girl, don't be out there digging in the dirt. Don't let the kids dig in the dirt. Hey, Derek, don't let the kids dig in the dirt. Because I'm like, what the hell is going on? Is the earth trying to kill us because we ain't paying her the love and respect that we should, and we just building places everywhere.
Probably so.
It's like that movie where the earth took over and was just killing people because it was too populated, that we was building on every piece of land, and the earth just took over and just started killing people. And everybody was running thinking that it was some kind of alien or something. And meanwhile, it was just the air coming and killing people because the earth was tired of all of us being here. And I'm like, when all these damn infections and monkeypox and then this bacteria in the Mississippi dirt, like what the hell?
Joseph, it's our world is changing. It's changing. You know, it's like with COVID-19. You know, people are saying, "Oh, well, we got to." You know, listen, COVID-19 is here to stay. It's the new normal. It's the new normal. It's something that we are going to have to deal with for the rest of our lives. COVID-19 is going to be a part of our lives. It's going to be. It's just like having a common cold. It's just like having the flu. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But I promise you this, when the 4th vaccine or the 5th vaccine or whatever vaccine that come out for COVID-19 come around, I'm going to be first online to get my vaccine. I'm going to continue to vaccinate myself.
Well, Tandra, I'm glad your daughter didn't and she got better. But see, Tramel, when that comes to play, I believe that COVID was a biological weapon that China was trying to use, and it got out of control, and it escaped the lab. But all this other stuff that's coming, it's like, where the hell that's coming from? You know, you ain't got nobody to blame for the monkeypox.
It might be coming from the same place.
For the biological stuff in the Mississippi dirt, you ain't got nobody to blame.
It might be coming from the same place, Joseph. You know, as much as we try not to pay attention to it, the government does have their hands in a lot of stuff when it comes to, you know, biological weapons and, you know, testing out different things. You know, we just don't know. We don't know, and it's hard to know. And some things we may never know. We may or may not ever know. what our government is doing. A lot of things have been being revealed in our government, for what they have done to us as people. And then also you have to consider that there are a lot of people out here that are not getting vaccinated. They're not vaccinating their children for things that they need to vaccinate their children for, and that can be a dangerous thing as well.
But
Those things, when you're not vaccinated, you're susceptible to the elements. And when you're not vaccinated, who knows what the elements may do to you, may or may not do to you. Who knows what the environment may or may not do. Now, if you are a person that has ever traveled to a different country, if you're a person that has ever, and you know this too, Whiskey, when you travel to different countries, you become susceptible to different things. There's certain vaccinations that you may or may not have to get before you leave the country. Because your body cannot take that environment that you're in.
Tramel, you talking do you notice Whisky Blu eyes start looking like yours, honey? We about to lose him in a minute. Them little eyes is closed, slanted, honey.
I am sitting here, I'm so tired, and I'm like trying to hang on in here.
Whiskey sipping on that wine, child.
Right, and I don't guess it helped that I'm sipping on the wine on top of it and smoking a blunt. The eyes are getting heavy, and I'm sitting back here in the cut, trying to be inconspicuous.
Lord Jesus. Woo, Lord have mercy. You can see it through the mask. Some eyes are like you have Chinese whiskey. Lord Jesus. But shoot, I ain't mad at you, player. I'm not mad at you, player. Listen, get it whatever way you gonna get it. Listen, it ain't nothing like being laid back and relaxed on a Sunday evening. Listen, because before the show started, you know me, Joseph. I was knocked out from that Sunday dinner that we had today. That Sunday dinner took me out. So I know how you feel, Whiskey. I know exactly how you feel. Listen, go ahead and get yours. Go ahead and get it.
I'm here though.
Praise God.
And I'm feeling good. So I'm
okay,
here.
With Whiskey, you sitting back saying glory to God.
Because I feel the spirit.
Okay. I know that's right. But listen, y'all. We have had a great evening tonight. We gonna cut this short because Whisky Blu he gonna finish doing what he do. Joseph gonna finish chewing on his ice. Y'all, let me tell y'all something about my husband and this damn ice. Joseph don't do nothing all day, y'all, but chew on ice. Y'all see him? He chew on ice and he make it look like it's so good.
He got the nerve to ask for my ice, child.
I messed around and I asked him, I said, Joseph, I said, can I have, because he usually has his ice with water. And I said, Joseph, can I have some water? And he said, yes. So he gave me his cup and I drank some of his water and I took a piece of ice. I thought he was going to bop me upside my head.
You don't eat my ice? Then had the nerve to ask for another piece.
Yeah, he was like, bitch, you don't be eating my ice. I was like, well, I just had a piece of ice.
I got my ice down to a science, honey.
Yeah,
I know how to take it and melt it a little bit and get it to the actual.
Y'all, he takes the ice. First of all, he has one ice tray in the freezer, and it's his. Like by default, it's his. Don't nobody mess with that ice. You mess around. I remember one day night, I went down there and I had got me some ice out of his ice tray. He was like, "Who ate my ice?" I was like, well, I got some out, because I wanted me some soda and I needed me some ice. You don't be touching my ice. And I was like, Lord, he got it down to a science. He even makes the ice a certain kind of way. Like he makes it with hot water. He puts it in the freezer. He lets it freeze. And then when he takes it out of the freezer, he puts the ice in a cup and he runs hot water over the ice. He said, because when you do that, it becomes nice and chewy or whatever. The consistency of it changes or something like that. And I'm like, oh my God, this boy got this ice down to a damn science. And he be sitting here crunching on this damn ice like it's popcorn. And we'll fight you. We'll fight you if you mess with his ice. Look at him.
I will. I'm bothered. Remember when I came home from the hospital and I was sitting in the car talking about, ooh, Jamel, I'm going to get home and my ice done been in there for a week. So I know it's right and I know it did what it was supposed to do and got nice and cloudy. And I got home and somebody left my ice on top of the motherfucking refrigerator. So there was no ice.
Yes.
I looked at Jamel and was like, I know you did this.
He had a fit. Oh, God, you had a fit that day.
I was like, I know you did this.
That don't make no sense. Child, an ice connoisseur. My husband is an ice connoisseur whiskey.
And thank you, Valerie, for bringing me ice that day. I appreciate you. I ate it all the way home.
Oh, God, yes, he ate that ice. He tore that ice up. Yeah. Ain't no, but that,
yes, Sonic Ice is the best.
I gotta agree with you. Sonic Ice is the best. Sonic Ice is the best. Y'all, if you ever get a chance to go to Sonic, you can buy a bag of ice. I think it's what, $5 for a bag of ice?
I think it's like $2.
It might be $2, yeah, for a bag of ice. It is the best ice that you could ever get. I mean, if you could just, and you will sit there and you will eat it. You will sit there.
No, but that ice Val got me that day, I think it came from Wawa. Ooh, child, that was just as good as Sonic Ice.
Yeah. I remember, and I remember when we lived in Rome. I used to bring you ice from Speedway.
Not Speedway.
Fast Track.
Fast Track. They got some good ice too.
Yeah, they had some good ice too. But y'all, we're gonna cut this night short. We hope that you enjoyed us tonight. Please make sure that you're watching all of us on all social media platforms. Kenton, also known as Whisky Blu, is also on Facebook. You do weekdays now, right?
Yes. We will actually be doing something on Monday nights once I get finished my insurance test next week. We will do Monday nights at 9:30. But that's going to be the source for your infotainment.
Okay.
And then on Wednesday, we're going to keep bridging the gap with Whisky Blu and Friends on Wednesdays. And we're going to go back to discussing love, sex, and relationships.
Okay, great. And yeah, in the TheMcRaeKingz, of course, we have what we have coming to you up close and personal. Will be coming back to y'all on this upcoming month. I have a couple of special guests that I will be inviting onto my show, a couple of great interviews, things like that. And of course, we will continue to go live and let you know what's going on and what's going on. Also, the TheMcRaeKingz will be hosting at Jersey City Pride this month on the 27th of August. And Whisky Blu said that he may come up and join us this month for Pride. We're hoping that Whisky Blu joins us, for Pride this year. And if he does, he's more than happy to tag along with us wherever we go, of course. That's the only big project that we have this month. Anything else, we've yet to find out. And know that the best is yet to come from the TheMcRaeKingz and from the Kingz Council. We hope that you enjoy this Sunday forum that we do, where we talk about different topics of the week, topics of the month, whatever is on our minds. It's just great to have good conversation with two other people that I can just vibe with. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate you, Joseph.
Sandra,
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Whisky Blu. And of course, I appreciate all of you subscribers that are in the chat that engage with us. And please continue to engage with us. If you have any show ideas, any suggestions, please feel free to write to us at TheMcRaeKingz@gmail.com.
And shout out to all the new members and subscribers.
Yes, shout out to all the new members and subscribers. And guys, please, we do need your support. All of us need your support. So as you can see, our cash apps are present right there. Y'all send a cash app to Whisky Blu tonight. Y'all make sure y'all send him a cash app. He needs your support on his platform. We need your support on our platform. And believe me when I say this, all of your donations are greatly, greatly appreciated. Any monetary donations that you send to us are greatly appreciated. Thank you so very, very much in advance. I don't have any final words. Joseph, do you have any final words?
Yes, I do. Because with the passing of one of our church members that we just literally broke bread with 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, y'all better realize that here today, gone today. I can't even say tomorrow, because I promise you, you can talk to somebody and in 10 minutes after you hang up the phone, they could drop dead.
Yes,
and the
life
way
is short.
This is going in the world today. Don't take nothing and nobody for granted. Enjoy your loved ones. Enjoy the people that you enjoy. I'm not going to sit here and say make nice with the people you don't like, because that ain't in my spirit, honey. That ain't who I am as a person. So I'm not going to say be nice to everybody, and I'm not going to do that, because I'm not going to be nice to everybody, and I'm not going to make nice with the people that I don't. I'm not going to be phony like that and be fake like that. But love on those that you love on those that you love on, and just keep it real with them, because you never know when the last time is going to be. Like, you just never know. Like, and that's true, because I can give you an example. I talked to my mother on a Tuesday, and by Wednesday I could never speak to her again. So,
wow.
And I was supposed to call her back, and I don't know what I was doing and why I forgot. But the Tuesday conversation that we had was the last conversation that we had. And, you can't go back. And I've seen so many people post, I just talked to you 5 minutes ago. How are you dead right now? Like, it's happening all over the place. So love on those that you love on. Keep it real with the ones that you keep it real with. And just, that's all I say. Because if you just live with no regrets, hey Derek, if you live with no regrets, you won't. If you give people their flowers now, give them their flowers now, you won't have to worry about giving them to them when they're dead.
Yes, like the song say, merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. It can be here. We can be here 1 minute, and in the twinkling of an eye, we can be called up. So
right.
you got to enjoy life to the fullest. You really do. You have to, everything that you want to accomplish. And you listen, I'm a strong believer is you don't leave this world until you've accomplished what you were supposed to have accomplished. But you better make sure that you accomplish. You try to do everything that there is that you want to do. And
live your life, child.
One of my sayings is you better live, bitch. You better live, bitch. You better live. And so life is short. It is. It's short. As long as we may think it is. I mean, I'm 54, and I think I've been on this earth for a long time, but that's a short period of time. That's a short period of time. 54 years is not that long, but I can't think of it in that sense. You got to live your life to the fullest. Don't stop focusing on the numbers. Stop focusing on your age, and realize that just because you're 54 years old, life ain't over with. Just because you're 90 years old, life ain't over with. There's 90-year-old people out here in their 90s and in their hundreds that are still living their best life. They're living a full life. So, don't ever take life for granted. Always cherish it. Always be humbled by life, and always, thank God and be humbled by being in good health and being in your right mind. And if you have these positive thoughts, then life is going to always be beautiful for you. Whisky Blu, you got any last words?
None at all. But good night. I'm gonna be back to my my true up energy by next week. But
All right,
tonight,
well,
these 12-hour days, 16-hour days have been kicking my ass.
okay, I know that's right. Listen, but it's a good thing, Whiskey. In the end, it's all gonna work out for the best for you. And you know, we wish you so much. We wish you well on all of
Hey,
the endeavors
Jonathan.
that you are participating in and partaking in. We wish you so well. We so want success for you. We really,
Thank
really do. But with that being said, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. Y'all make sure y'all walk in
Thank you,
love, peace,
Evangelist Deborah.
sunshine, and happiness, and all those great and beautiful things. And remember, it's true Whisky Blu, and it's Team McRae all damn day.
I love it.
Later, y'all.
Talk to you soon, guys. Bye-bye.